Hello Internet, my name is BlackLightAttack, and today we're doing part 3 of my question and answer series, and I'm going to be answering some questions. Some of these I've held on to for a very long time, because I don't get a lot of these questions. You guys should definitely send me more questions, if you can think of any. Everyone is eligible, everything is eligible, and some of these, if one of you guys asked a question, and you probably even forgot about it by now, if I'm answering it, so, you know, just send me more questions, guys, so I can upload these more often. I really like to do these. And I'm using a setup. I guess I'll go through my setup real quick. I'm playing on Suburb, which is a gun-only map, meaning it's got no vehicles. The only thing that you can call in is purchasable rewards, like airstrikes, but you can't call in vehicles, which I really like. There are only 2 maps in the game like that, I believe, and they're cul-de-sac and Suburb, and they're 2 of my favorite maps in the game. So I like it a lot. I'm using the XM10 assault rifle, which is kind of a mix between an assault rifle and a submachine gun. It's a really nice blend. And I'm using the red dot sight 3, like the third one. I don't really know what to call it, but it's my favorite red dot sight. I'm using white phosphorus grenades because they're a fucking beast. And my purchasable rewards are really well suited to a gun-on-gun setup. I highly recommend a class using these 2 things for a gun-on-gun map kind of class, and that's flak jacket and UAV sweep. And here's me spraying like a moron at a guy and barely being able to hit him. Don't worry, it gets better towards the end. And the perks I'm using are quick draw, steady aim, and grave robber. Grave robbers to keep them white phosphorus grenades coming. Steady aim is to mitigate the really heavy recoil on this gun, and quick draw is just necessary for like everything, in my opinion. So, let's get started with some questions, and the first question comes from my real-life friend and former co-worker. You guys may remember him from the Halo video that I uploaded, and he asks, Mike Stiggy asks, who is the greatest Mexican that you know? Well, Mike, greatness can be measured in any number of ways, whether it be attractiveness or intelligence or personality, and I think it's largely mattered to a subject of opinion. But if I had to choose, I would say that the greatest Mexican I know is you, Mike, because if I don't say it's you, you'll probably shank me with a box cutter next time I come into GameStop. Good question. Next comes from Riley B. And Riley B asks, I noticed that you have a lot of Flogging Molly paraphernalia. Yes, I do. What is your favorite song from them? There are so many good songs by Flogging Molly. And they aren't really a favorite song kind of band. Like, you know, I usually classify them as one-hit wonders. I don't have one favorite, but some of my favorites include Selfish Man from the album Swagger, No More Patty's Lament from the album Float, and what's it called? Oh yeah, Drunken Lullabies from I think the album is actually just Drunken Lullabies. That is such an amazing song. They're all amazing songs. 3 of my favorites among many. They are one of my favorite bands. If you can ever catch them live, definitely do it, because they put on one of the best live shows you've ever seen. They are so fucking high energy. And David King, their frontman, is a fucking poet in every sense of the word. So our next question comes from our very own John, also known as S&Ds, and John asks, this is actually a 2-part question. One he sent earlier when I first asked for questions, and the second he sent later when I was later asking for questions. I'll ask them both before I answer, just because they kind of tie into each other. They're kind of related. And the first question is, will you have sex with me? And his second question here is, would you like to have gay sex? And let's put it this way, John. Name a time and a place and a hole, buddy. Pete, my real-life friend Pete, asks via Twitter, why do you think that people talking about what's bad for the YouTube community is bad for the YouTube community? And that's a good question, Pete. I guess I didn't really explain it. I just said that I was annoyed with it. I said that part of what's wrong with the YouTube community is that everybody wants to point out what's wrong with the YouTube community. And I guess my biggest problem with it is that it's incredibly unoriginal. To put it into a word, it's unoriginal, and that's the last thing this community needs is more unoriginality. But I guess it goes a little bit deeper than that. Like, really, well, it's unoriginal because first off, all the big guys started doing it, and then soon everyone had to say something about it, like including the really small guys, like guys my size, channels my size, which, you know, it doesn't really affect us. We're too small for anyone to care. And while it does kind of stop us as far like what the main criticism people had of the YouTube community was that people were monetizing it. People were, and the most recent big thing was the miscategorization of videos in order to get front page uploads, and that does kind of affect us because we're exactly the guys who could profit from that. We're trying to get bigger. We're trying to get our names out there. But the bottom line is nobody in this community knows who you are unless you know somebody. Hell, I only have the 500 subscribers that I have because of Andrew, and to some extent John, who kept me in his sub box for a while. You know, really, it's unfortunate to say this, but it's true, and it's true of pretty much any business you're going to get into, and YouTube is a business these days. Your success in the business is all about who you know. And, of course, your personal skill at it is going to factor in some. If you're complete shit at it, then, you know, it's not going to happen. Sorry. But, you know, there are some guys who are like, you know, just okay. I'm not going to name any names because I do get along with everybody. But there are some guys I can think of off the top of my head who were just okay. And the only reason that they are where they are now is because they knew somebody. And, well, even the really great guys only are where they are now because somebody called them out. You know, somebody was like, hey, check out this guy. Hutch called out John. John called out Andrew. Andrew called out me. It's just how it works. You need somebody to give you that leg up. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And a big problem with this whole, this is what's wrong with YouTube, this is what's wrong with this guy, and why don't I go ahead and call out everybody? It's really easy to be the critic, guys, and I hate to use such an overused phrase, but it really is true. It's so easy to be the critic, and I know guys, I've met guys personally, and again, not mentioning any names, but I can think of at least 2 people off the top of my head who have dedicated themselves and almost their entire channels, and you know, all the activity on their Twitter feed to calling people out and telling people what's wrong with people and harping on people and just being a general dick about things. And I don't agree that I'm not saying that if somebody's fucking up, nobody should call them out on it. But I do believe that people who spend their entire, I guess, career on YouTube harping on what other people do, those people really need to kind of get creative. You know, figure out something else to do. It's always easy to make yourself look good when you're putting others down. I know that sounds like some hippie Saturday morning cartoon bullshit, but it's true. It's so easy to look good if all you do is mock other people. And me personally, I'd rather be judged on my own credits rather than who I can point out doesn't deserve the credit they get, if that makes any sense. And basically what I'm saying is the reason that that's so annoying is because it's creating a huge air of negativity in a community that's already very, very negative. So good question, Pete. So next question, Mass49 jokingly asked me a serious question, and well, I went on Twitter and I was like, hey guys, I could use your help. I don't have enough questions to ask for this. Or I haven't been asked enough questions, I should say, to fill up this question and answer video. Somebody sent me some serious questions that aren't how big is your dick, because everybody asked me how big is your dick. Really, really original, guys. You know, I needed a serious question that I could spend some time answering, and that's what I set out on Twitter. And Mass49 responded with, "How do you feel about the Vietnam War?" Okay, yeah, good one. Well, it was a huge waste of time, money, and human lives. It was really there was no point in us being there, I guess. The only reason that the current war we're fighting is more acceptable than the Vietnam War is because there wasn't a draft, or there isn't a draft for this one. Actually, John Goodman has something to say about that. Go ahead, John.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Lady, I got buddies who died face down in the muck so that you and I could enjoy this family restaurant.
All right,
I'm staying. I'm finishing my coffee.
And quick change of pace here. Thank you, John. Goodman, that is. And also thank you, John S&Ds, but more recently, thank you, John Goodman. So a little bit of change of pace here. I'm putting up, in order to extend the video time a little bit, to answer one more question from Juggernauts. I'm putting the end of a game that I joined late, using the same setup, but now we're back on cul-de-sac. I love this fucking map. I love it a lot. And let's see. Juggernuts asks via Twitter, what are the top 3 games you're looking forward to this year? No more than 3. And it's kind of interesting that you say that because there are really only 3 games I'm looking forward to this year. And I guess I'll get them out of the way in order of least excited to most excited, even though I'm really hyped for all of them. First one would be Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And the only reason that gets bottom of the list is because it's probably going to be with, Wii motion sensing, which I'm going to play it anyway, but I'm not crazy about that. I'm old-fashioned. I like a controller in my hands. And I'm a huge Zelda fan. I didn't really have a lot of Zelda in my gaming repertoire growing up. I was a Sega PlayStation kid growing up, and I never had a Nintendo system. I did have a Game Boy. I got to play Link's Awakening, and that was my first Zelda game. Fucking loved it. But ever since I was old enough to pay for my own video games, like the first thing I did was buy a Nintendo 64 when I was 16 and working. And I never regretted it because I got to play Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and eventually I bought a GameCube and got to play Wind Waker, which is a really underrated game. So many amazing games in that series. And Skyward Sword kind of looks like a return to form. It looks like it looks way more colorful, way more easy on the eyes than Twilight Princess. So it kind of feels like more of a spiritual successor to Ocarina of Time because they're kind of returning to that colorful art style. And the second one would be Skyrim, which looks fucking amazing if you guys haven't seen much on it yet already. I loved Oblivion. Took me a while to get into Bethesda games, but when I finally cracked into them, I fucking loved them. And I loved the shit out of Oblivion especially. So I'm really looking forward to Skyrim. And the last one, of course you guys know this coming if you follow my stuff at all, it's Brink. It's got to be Brink. It comes out in less than a month. It's going to be so fucking good. It's entirely a class-based first-person shooter coming to the consoles. It's very team-based, and it's all objective-based, and it just looks so fucking creative, so fucking well done. And not just looks, but feels. I actually played it at PAX, and it is shaping up to be a fucking amazing game. Don't let the whole... I know Thunder was on Twitter saying, like, oh, everybody goes into Last Stand in this game. Not really true. Thunder, I like you, I respect you, but you got to get your facts straight. You're comparing it too much to Call of Duty. People get incapacitated when they die. And basically what that does is it gives medics something to do, that is revive. And the only way you can fire your gun out of incapacitation is if you're using a perk, just like Last Stand. Otherwise, you just lay there on the ground useless. And yes, medics can self-revive, but it's on like a 5-minute cooldown. That'll happen maybe 3 times a match if they're using it every time it's up. This game is it's going to be so fucking good. It's like a mix of Team Fortress 2, COD, and Battlefield, and Mirror's Edge, because there's a free running element. Looks so good. If it isn't on your guys' map, you need to fix that shit right quick. I've already got my copy paid off. It's going to be so good. So anyway, guys, send me your questions. Send them to me via Twitter. Send them to me via email. Send them to me via YouTube private messages, comments. Send them to me via carrier pigeon. Tie it to a rock and catapult it to my house. Train a dog to deliver a message underneath its collar. Train a monkey in sign language to come over. Tell it to me in sign language. I will learn sign language so that I can decipher the message you sent via that monkey, and I will answer it in a video. So thanks for watching, guys. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more. My name is BlackLightAttack. Take it easy.